Good afternoon again. Yeah, I'm doing 2 videos in a day. How about that? Trying to do some catch up here over a lot that's been going on in my life. And I started the Retail Rapids series. I guess it's been probably like a good month or two now, but it's kind of it's lonely. I mean, it doesn't have any other videos. So I'm like, okay, it's time for me to do another video. And I'm like, well, there's a bunch of them I could do, but let me go ahead and kind of do the easy ones first. And today I'm going to talk to you about the pet peeves of my job. And of course, if you're asking what is Retail Rapids, basically it's a video series where I talk about the wonderful world, fascinating world of retail and customer service. And a lot of it's the bad things that happen. Sometimes it might be good things, but it's just the whole what things we encounter, things that retail workers, cashiers, customer service people encounter in their day-to-day working lives. So before I give you the pet peeves of my job, let me go ahead and give you the joys of my job. The first one is the pay. I started with this particular company just a little over a year ago, and I was making $9 an hour, and I thought that was pretty good. And then now here it is a little over a year later, I'm making $11 an hour. And my manager told me recently that I might be able to go up to work the customer service desk and like a little more money. Another good thing that I like about this job is we get bonuses every quarter or 4 times a year. And the average right now is around about $300, 300 extra bucks, which, yeah, that's a lot of money. Profit sharing, it's a good thing. Well, this is also the first job I ever worked where I get paid time off. Right now, I'm considered part-time, even though I work like generally about 32, 35 hours a week, somewhere in there. But yeah, I'm still considered part-time. So for every like 43 hours I work, I get 1 hour of PTO time. You know, I get one vacation hour. But hopefully I get up to full-time soon, and because then you go to full-time, it's like every 17 hours you get 1 PTO hour, but yeah, it accumulates a lot faster. Another thing that I have is generally about once a month they have food in the break room. It might be cake, it might be carrabas, the management does a good job of giving us some things like that. The hours are fairly consistent. Management is generally very laid back. They let you do your job. You know, occasionally they'll remind you, okay, make sure you ask for survey or credit card. But generally, they're very good people. And generally, I found that the key to enjoying my job, which honestly, okay, do I like my job? Yes and no. It's good for me to have a job. It's a blessing in my life because I know what it's like not to have a job. I have money coming in. I have money. I can do things. I can accomplish goals and everything. But I found that, yeah, having a positive attitude, being calm with customers, even if they get really angry, just try to be very calm with them. That's really the key to having a good day at work. Do I actually like my job? I'd say probably not. But, you know, or one put it to this way. Is this something that I want to be doing 2 to 3 years from now? No. How about that answer? But for right now, it is a good thing for me to have. So, another thing I like is that it's introduced me to online college. It's opened that door, so I'm taking college classes now, which is a great thing. Okay, so now let me go into, because I've spent about five minutes on the joys of my job. It's like, hey, okay, I guess I need to put that in the title now. So the joys and pet peeves of my job. Okay. Pet peeves of my job. I come into work and I enter the store on, think of a compass. I enter the store from the southwest. Okay. Guess where the time clock is? It's way on the other far side of the store. It's in the northeast corner of the store. So you can imagine, if you're here in Florida and you drive from Naples to Jacksonville, yeah, that's a pretty far out drive. So it's kind of like, I park my car, I walk, and, honestly, to get to the time clock, it's like, gosh, probably at least a half a mile maybe. And of course, the way that I have to go in is, I have to go walk down the same aisles as all the other customers. And, some days is really easy, but some days it's like I have to dodge the customers. It's like going through the fun, if you ever seen the game show Fun House or Legends of the Hidden Temple, sometimes it's kind of like that, to be honest with you, or the Family Double or Obstacle Course. But yeah, this company, based on companies I've worked for in the past, they've always had at least 2 time clocks. They've had one in the back for stock people, the people that stock the shelves and management and everything like that. And then they have one in the front for people like me, the cashiers, customer service people, cart pushers, baggers. This company I work for right now, they only have 1 time clock, and it's way, way in the very back of the store. Okay. And yeah, that's, so that's that. Let's see. Another pet peeve of my job is when I walk up to the front of the store. Another pet peeve of my job is that where I work as a cashier, there is like 0 air circulation in that part of the store. It's as if when this company I work for was designing the store, the Havoc system, it's like they used the company that was there before them. It's an outdated, outmodeled Havoc system. For the AC and everything. Is the AC is like it's in like one part of the store. It's in the back, and it just for some reason has trouble going to the front for some reason. Another pet peeve is the way customers walk the aisles in my store, and this is especially true. When I'm going to and from the time clock, because I'm usually I'm usually rushing to get to that time clock, and I usually try to walk. I try to walk down the main wide aisles of the perimeter of the store rather than go through the center of the store because the aisles are a lot narrower. But still, I've had customers, and mainly the main culprit has been elderly people, who are starting to lose their cognitive dissonance, starting to lose their brain power. And, I'll be walking, and I'll try to be right in the center of the main aisle. So that way, if I need to, I can kind of swerve. But yeah, they'll just jut right out and like almost run into me. They won't take the time to look, before they go into the aisle. And sometimes they'll cut right in front of me, and I'll be walking 4 miles an hour, and they'll be walking like 0.25 miles per hour, walking really slow. And another pet peeve I have is this is especially true not just in Florida but the whole Southeast. Is I've noticed that people they drive fast and aggressively, but when they're out walking, man, do they walk really slow. But then sometimes you have overly aggressive walkers, believe it or not, who will, and I'll try my best to be polite, okay, but they'll try and cut you off, go around, but they'll cut you off and don't say excuse me or nothing. And then of course, the way our store is, we have one entrance, which is pretty sad. Oh yeah, we have a break room that's also way in the back of the store. It's a very small break room. Oh yeah, and then we have the entrances where people will, it's you're supposed to enter on the left, exit on the right, but a lot of people, and I do it myself too, but still, people will take up the whole doorway and they won't, give you the right of way in the door. So that's kind of another pet peeve. Another pet peeve is really, I go get back to the time clock. I really wish it was at the front of the store because I come in, I clock, I go way in the back of the store, I clock in, right? And what I like for there to be is I like for there to be a manager, there that tells me where to go and everything. That way I kind of have a way to get in the transitional mode of working. Well, this store I work at, a lot of times I'll clock in the very back, and of course I have to go to the manager's desk, which is way in the back in the front of the store. And a lot of times I have my uniform on and ready to go, and which you should after you clock in. But sometimes I'll get customers and they'll need help finding stuff, and I'm like, I wish I could just walk to the manager's office and use the walk as kind of a time of transition. But yeah. Another pet peeve of my job is and I'm trying to stand when I work self-checkout. I try to stand in a different area now because there'll be a computer desk which will have a monitor of what's going on at the various self-checkout terminals, and there'll also be a cash register. And unfortunately, when I'm standing right, people will think that I'm a checkout stand, but it's really self-checkout. And it's not that hard to determine that it's self-checkout, but still there are two kinds of customers. There are ones that know it's a self-checkout and they try to take advantage of me, or they really, they don't know, and you have to explain to them. So that's kind of a little bit of thing that gets under my skin too. And then I'd say the final pet peeve is my job is getting carts, and it's not so much the act of getting carts that ticks me off. It's just a lot of other issues behind the scenes. Like, my store has, like, I kid you not, probably of all the cashiers and front end people, there's probably myself. There's a guy named, what's his name? John Cato, and yeah, so let's say there's 20 people on the front end. How many people can get carts? 3. And guess what? So yeah. And so I wish management would hire more people to get carts. There's a high school not even a mile from the store I work at, 2,000 students. You would think the company I work for would go and hire people. I mean, $11 an hour is a lot of money for 16, 17, 18-year-old, But getting carts, a lot of times I live in Florida. People do not know how to drive here. We've been ranked consistently for the last 10, 20 years the worst place to drive. And yeah, that's also true in the parking lot. People don't use turn signals. A lot of them insist on getting a parking space as close to the store as possible. So I could be trying to organize carts, and there'll be a car that'll go right to the space that I need to organize the carts. What else? Oh my gosh, the worst, probably the couple worst people I've had is I've had an elderly guy who shouldn't be driving. He's probably late to his 80s. Should be off the road. But he was beeping his horn at me, and I was like, okay, what does he want? Maybe he wants to say hi. Maybe he knows me. No, he was like, you know, he had his window up and he was like gesturing, hey, get out of the way. I'm like, seriously, dude? You know, I was like, no, you know, because he was trying to cut across the parking lot, and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? And the parking lot's packed, traffic, there's a lot of traffic, a lot of pedestrians going to and from their cars to the store. It's like, you know, I was like, you know. And unfortunately, I was trying to get the carts because people will put their carts, they're their pet peeve. People will put their carts, they're lazy, they'll put their carts anywhere they want, you know. And I should have left the carts where they were, but this guy was, you know, if I'd known the guy wasn't there, then here's the thing, I would have left the carts. I should have probably left the carts, you know, but till later. But I know that now because this guy came right across, no turn signal, no lights on, no nothing. I mean, thankfully there wasn't too many people around this time. Well, there was, but there were other parking lot, but still, yeah. Another bad moment I've had being a cart pusher is usually there's a pickup truck, a big like pickup truck. You know, F-150, Toyota Tundra, full size, one of those pick trucks. And let me see, okay. What they did was they swung wide. They looked like they were going the opposite way, but no, they swung wide and turned. And in the process, they never used their turn signal. And they cut me off. You know, I was trying to go that way, and they cut me off. And that's not the first time this happened either. Let's see. I'm trying to think of any other pet peeves in the parking lot that I've had. You know, there's the ones that drive. It's late at night, and people think they can drive really fast in the parking lot, and I'm out there in my yellow vest so people can see me, and they still drive really fast. They don't acknowledge me as a cart pusher. One guy had to be like, stop! You know, do you not see me? You know, and they're just horrible. Another one is people that park right where I'm trying to get carts into the corral. They'll park right in front of that, even though it's a fire lane. They shouldn't. I even had a guy one day park in the employee parking lot, and he was taking up 5 parking spaces because he had a full-size pickup truck and then was carrying a trailer. That's another thing. Trying to think what else. Is there anything else in the parking lot? Oh, yeah. People that think cart pushers are not pedestrians, and they'll blow right through the crosswalk. There's a police officer who see, the right way to cross a street is you should make eye contact. You should make eye contact with the driver and make sure that they know you're going to cross and that they slow down. Or if they're coming, but they're like a mile down the road, you can go ahead and cross, obviously. But if they're, you know, within 50, 100 feet, and you know there's going to be a point of conflict, you should always make eye contact and make sure they know they're going to cross. So that's what I do. Okay. Well, this cop, he comes like right through the crosswalk area, and I look at him, and I shake my hand. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. It's against the law. Even though I'm a cart pusher, you know, I'm still technically a pedestrian, okay? And I need to get across here. And he just went right through, and not a care in the world. I hate cops that, you know, don't set example for the motor in public. It's just, oh man, you know. Another day, I was doing carts, and this vehicle driven by a black lady was coming through. I think she had a Nissan or something, but yeah. And I was getting ready to cross, and she flew right through the crosswalk, and then she turned left, never used her blinker either, and she went to a parking space with handicapped. Well, I went back and looked at her car a couple minutes after I was done, because after she cut me off, I went to the cart corral and got the carts for the customers, then went back out to her car, make sure it was handicap tags, and she never had any handicap tags either, so yeah. And when she was turning left at her blinker, after she cut me off, I just, I just looked at her, shook my head, and just said, smile, and just said, what's going on, because when I'm out in the parking lot or when I'm on the sales floor and I'm on the clock and I have my uniform on, I need to be respectful of customers, but also, I think it's important to point out, hey, excuse me, what do but don't get too angry with them. Just be polite and say, excuse me, I have the right of way here, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's important to be calm, have a positive attitude. If you have a bad experience in a parking lot or on the sales floor, then, let it go. Yeah, okay. Wow, that was a 21-minute video. Okay, well, I am once again the conservative pelican, and time for me to, well, fly away.